Right, let's continue with the chapter Indigo. We have reached the last section of the story where it was decided that just 25% of the compensation would be given back, the money would be refunded to the poor sharecroppers. Though it was not the full amount, but Gandhiji convinced the peasants that that more than amount, what mattered there more was that it was for the first time that Britishers vote in front of the poor sharecroppers, in front of the poor peasants. So it was their big victory for them. And moreover, with a lot of courage they had gained because of all this, they had maintained their dignity. And then Gandhiji diverted towards Champaran. His attention was on the upliftment of the people of Champaran, right? Gandhiji realized that Champaran people, they were devoid of the basic essentials also. They were not literate. There were no proper sanitation. So Gandhiji focused on that, right? So we are going to start with this. Anmol, you have to read from Events Justified Gandhi's Position.
Okay, ma'am. Events justified Gandhi's position. Within a few years, the British planters abandoned their estates, which reverted to the peasants. Indigo sharecropping disappeared. Gandhi never contented himself with large political or economical solutions. He saw the cultural and social backwardness in the Champaran villages and wanted to do something about it immediately. Ma'am, actually, screen नहीं दिख रही ma'am.
एक मिनट बेटा, सॉरी, करिए बेटा, कंटिन्यू.
And wanted to do something immediately. He appealed for teachers Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parekh, two young men who had just joined Gandhi as disciples, and their wives volunteered for the work. Several more came actually from Several more came from Bombay, Pune, and other distant parts of the land. Devdas, Gandhi's young son, arrived from the ashram, and so did Mrs. Gandhi. Primary schools were opened. Ma'am,
Just a moment, बेटा, just a moment. There is something. Yes, please, continue.
Primary schools were opened in 6 villages. Kasturbai thought that ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Events had proven Gandhi's position. The British planters, ma'am, please, ma'am,
Yes, this section though we have read yesterday, still just read out the explanation so that it becomes more clear to everybody.
read करूं?
हाँ बेटा, करिए.
Events had proved Gandhi's position. The British planters had to leave their property within the next few years. These properties were turned back to the peasants. Indigo sharecropping soon came to an end. Gandhi was not satisfied by achieving political or economical solution. He thought to remove the cultural and social backwardness of Champaran. Gandhi wanted to do something to remove the backwardness in the villages of Champaran. He requested teachers such as Mahadev Desai and Nanar. Ma'am, ये तो मैम हो गया.
This is the explanation basically. You can continue from health conditions were miserable.
Okay, ma'am. Health conditions are miserable. Gandhi got a doctor to volunteer his services for 6 months. 3 medicines were available: castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment. Anybody who showed a coated tongue was given a dose of castor oil. Anybody with malaria fever received quinine plus castor oil. Anybody with skin eruptions received ointment plus castor oil. Gandhi noticed the filthy state of women's clothes. He asked Kasturbai to talk to them about it. One woman took Kasturbai into her hut and said, "Look, there is no box or cupboard here for clothes. The sari I am wearing is the only one I have."
Okay. Now, see, basically, what we find here is, after that decision related to the compensation was done in favor of the sharecroppers, Gandhiji diverted towards, he started giving attention to the living conditions of the peasants in Champaran, right? And he found that they were really devoid of the basic essential facilities, essential amenities, we can say. And because most of the population of Champaran, they were illiterate, right? They were not educated, they were not literate. So people there, they had no knowledge about the sanitation. So Gandhiji, working upon that, he asked the people to start getting educated. For that, he called people, his followers, who were there, who came in his support voluntarily to educate Champaran people, right? Even his own son and his wife, they came from Sabarmati to help Gandhiji in literating, in making the people of Champaran literate, right? Then he also talks about the sanitation conditions in Champaran, where he asked his wife to educate Champaran women. And then the reason which came out was perhaps somewhere poverty only, because she said, I just have one sari. Every time I'm wrapped in one sari, how do you expect me to be neat and tidy? Right. So these were the certain problems which actually for a longer time Gandhiji was trying to dive into it. So this was where we get one main quality of Gandhiji. He was not just focusing upon one problem. He was coming to the root of all the problems, whether it was poverty, whether it was untouchability. Obviously, it was backwardness. Then it was vices in the society which were there, like untouchability, as it has been discussed earlier also, when Gandhiji went to Dr. Rajendra Prasad's house. So the servants of the house didn't allow them to enter inside the house because, and they didn't allow them to draw water from the well, because they were not aware which caste, which community Gandhiji belonged to, and they doubted that he was untouchable. So untouchables were not allowed to enter inside the premises of the house and common people. So Gandhiji focused upon all these issues of the society. That is what we find here, right? And in the Champaran district, he wanted to get the solution for all these problems, right? So Gandhi noticed the filthy state of women's clothes. He asked Kasturabai to talk to them. One woman took Kasturabai into her hut and said, "Look, there is no box, or look, there is no box or cupboard here for clothes." So there was no box or cupboard for clothes because she was just having one sari. So that was the root of the problems here there in Champaran. Okay. Anmol, you can continue, please. During his long stay in Champaran.
During his long stay in Champaran, Gandhi kept a long distance watch on the ashram. He sent regular instruction by mail and asked for financial accounts. Once he wrote to the residents that it was time to fill in the old latrine trenches and dig new ones, otherwise the old ones would begin to smell bad. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. What I did, he explained, was a very ordinary thing. I declared that that the British could not order me about in my own country.
Right. So the first stanza here tells that about the sanitation conditions. Gandhiji worked upon that. He found that filthy state of the region of Champaran. So he really worked upon them. He asked people to clean their surroundings. We all know that Gandhiji focused a lot upon cleanliness. Then he sent regular instructions by mail and asked for financial accounts. So he wrote to the residents that it was time to improve their sanitation conditions, right? Champaran episode, obviously we can see that it was a turning point, because as I discussed with you people earlier also, this was for the first time when even the poor people, they got the courage to stand against the suppression of the Britishers. And to an extent, they won also. When the victory, big or small, but when you won, that gives you the courage to move forward, because you know that your efforts were not completely in vain. So when you put in more efforts, obviously next time you will target at a higher, something, the target would be at a higher point. right? So that was the thing here. So the Champaran incident was a big motivation. It was a big courage-giving thing to the Champaran people, especially to the poor peasants or the sharecroppers. So I declared that the British could not order me about in my own country. So it was at the Champaran incident is mentioned in Gandhiji's autobiography also. And he explained what I did, though it was very ordinary thing, but I declared that British could not order me about in my own country. More than getting the compensation money back, it was raising your hand because you know it's your country. This is your right, what you are asking for. So that was what Gandhiji was trying to teach the people there. You can continue, but Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance.
But Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance. It grew out of an attempt to alleviate the distress of large number of poor peasants. This was the typical Gandhi pattern. His politics were intertwined with the practical day-to-day problems of the millions. His was not a loyalty to abstractions. It was a loyalty to living human beings in everything Gandhi did. Moreover, he tried to mold a new free Indian who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free.
Okay, so the Champaran Satyagraha was not an act of opposition, right? It was an attempt to help out the poor and the tortured peasants. Gandhiji perhaps was not even aware of the condition of the tortured peasant. It was only when Rajkumar Shukla, one of the sharecroppers, he, with a resolute mind, he followed Gandhiji everywhere. He tried to tell him their problems. Somewhere he felt that this Mahatma, who is struggling for the independence of our nation, he would help. He has that guts that he would stand against the Britishers and would actually influence the masses by his acts, right? So it was not an act of opposition. It was Gandhiji was not like he was opposing Britishers everywhere, but yes, he wanted the condition of the people, especially the peasants, should improve. And moreover, it was also related to getting your rights, asking for your own rights, standing for your rights, right? So it was an attempt to help out the poor and tortured peasants. This was Gandhi's way to solve issues. That was his way of solving issues. That's actually very true. Violent means somewhere are effective when the opponent is less powerful than you are. But here, the opponent was very much more powerful than we Indians were, right? Their technology, their armaments, their strength, everywhere. And the way they have captured India, they were dragging out all the wealth from our nation to their country. They were suppressing the people, the employment opportunities, good employer or jobs were not given to Indians. And moreover, Indians were uneducated. So they took advantage of all these situations. So Gandhiji's way of solving these problems was very influential. The entire incident, when Gandhiji was summoned in the court, he was standing in front of the magistrate, but the magistrate had so much pressure upon him when a big mass of people were standing in support of Gandhiji outside the court, that the officials were just few in number and the Indians were in thousands. So the pressure was so much, it was so tremendous that he had to postpone the trial, right? And then see again Gandhiji's daring step. He said, no, when I'm here, I want a judgment right now. So then it was decided that after 120 minutes recess break, the judgment would then further begin. Then again, it was not given at that time. So they asked Gandhiji that you can freely move around, right? So judgment will be done at a later stage. And then finally, the case was dropped. So all these events tell us Gandhiji's way of working and he being an influential leader that actually influenced the masses to a greater extent, right? So his politics was knitted up with the everyday problems faced by the millions of people. He did not aim at the fulfillment of ideas. Rather, he was concerned of the common people or the poor people. The basic idea was to serve humanity and make a free Indian who could stand for his rights. Please continue.
Early in the Champaran actions, Charles Freer Andrews, the English pacifist who had become a devoted follower of the Mahatma, came to bid Gandhi farewell before going on a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. Gandhi lawyer friends thought it would be a great idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. Andrews was willing if Gandhi agreed, but Gandhi was vehemently opposed. He said, "You think that in this unequal fight, it would be helpful if we have an Englishman on our side. This shows the weakness of your heart. The cause is just, and you must rely upon yourself to win the battle. You should not seek a prop in Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman. He had read our minds correctly." Rajendra Prasad comments, and we had no reply. Gandhi, in this way, taught us a lesson in self-reliance, self-reliance, Indian independence, and helped to sharecroppers were all bound together.
Okay, so this is an incident where one of the Englishmen, Mr. Andrews, who was in favor of Gandhiji, and he offered his help to Gandhiji in Champaran, right? Now, Gandhiji was a person who maintained a lot of self-respect and self-dignity. For him, having a person who is helping you, who is helping to cooperate, but he belonged to the opponent's team. Obviously, somewhere your intention here will be to drag out the secrets from the opponent side, right? To tell you about their mentality, about their way of working, their methodologies, whether it's of oppression, whether it's of their rules and regulations, their laws, their policies, or their future plans, whatever, their strategies. So he knew very well, he could understand it, that having Andrews in their team, Andrews on their side, that would help them with all these things. And his friends, whether it was Dr. Rajendra Prasad or others, they wanted Mr. Andrews to be by their side because of this only. But as I told you, Gandhiji was a person who had tremendous self-respect and dignity. So he denied for that. He said that it would be insulting for us if we are having an Englishman on our side, because that means that somewhere is showing the weakness of Indians, that Indians cannot do alone. So that is the reason they are still dependent upon the Englishman, right? So Dr. Rajendra Prasad realized that yes, Gandhiji had read their minds actually very correctly. So Gandhi in this way taught a lesson in self-reliance. Self-reliance, Indian independence, and help to sharecroppers were all bound together. I think we have finished with the chapter. That's it. I hope the chapter is clear to everybody.
Yes, ma'am.